stream of An Ecologist Plays. We talk about nature while playing games. We are carrying on with our lovely little playthrough through the ages, building cities in an ecological manner. And we are back in Dawn of Man, and we are just starting off with a bit of a hunt, as our hunters over here are just about to take out one of the bison over here. So this is an adult male. This is most likely the breeding male. He has sired 4 offspring. We're not going to take out any of the cows over here. We're not going to take out any of the calves either. We are just taking out the bull. And what will most likely happen is that, in theory at least, it would be replaced by another bull that is somewhere in the area that will take over the breeding rights of this herd over here. So we're just going to take out one bison and then head home. Now, a lot of things have happened, as we're just going to push play over here to get things going. Just going to move the microphone perhaps a little bit closer. There we go. That bull is no more. Now we're going to have the one person skinning him. Okay, great stuff. Now hopefully the rest of the herd doesn't attack that one person there. I don't think so. I think they are relatively calm. So we've got normal bison here. This will be bison, I believe. We have moved kind of away from bison antiquus, which was the ancient bison, and now we are here with the normal bison. I see Johan Dark, you are here. Hello there, hello there. Welcome to the stream. Hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And yeah, let's actually have a look at our town because, well, I've made a few oopsies, if I can put it that way. Okay, so first of all, yeah, we have got all the huts upgraded, everything there, it's going well. We also have a watchtower over here because in the meantime, in this past week, I have been attacked, I think twice. Let me just double check, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we've killed 5 raiders thus far. A group of 3 and a group of 2 that have attacked us. So thankfully I did have the watchtower ready and we took them out quite easily. I'm also building a palisade. Kind of starting to build all around here. But we have run out of logs. And the reason we ran out of logs is because earlier today I had a bit of an oopsie. And I left the game running. I went into the game to do some stuff, and then I believe I looked after our little baby, and he decided he was going to be particularly difficult, so I had to walk around the house with him, and as a result I kind of forgot that I was in the game. Later on made some food and just kind of chilled for like 2 or 3 hours, the game running, the town carrying on miraculously, and here we are. We have used up all the logs we had, and thankfully the town is still standing. We've got 40 people here, and yeah, things are all right. I have lost a whole bunch of people though. I did at one point. I turned, I think, at 22 people I had, and then we have rebounded kind of because we had a nice big hunting expedition over here. The expedition itself went extremely well. The problem was that this was in winter. As winter started, we headed out into this area, and that's typically what could have happened. You know, bad things could have happened if you were a little Stone Age tribe, and you were just kind of, oh, there we go, Drahig has died of old age. I guess we're down to 39 people again. Unfortunately, we've lost one individual. I believe Drahig was in the house there, and is in fact now dead. Just kind of despawned. Anyway, so what could have happened is that you would have had your hunt and then things turned against you. And what happened in this particular case, I had, for some reason, thought that the skins outfit there, that's at the top in the resources, is like the extra ones, not considering the 39 people we, for example, have at the moment. And so I sold a lot of skins with a trader to get some technology. And in the process, the skin outfits dipped below the number of people we had. So a whole bunch of them didn't have skin outfits for winter. Most of those were in fact hunting, and they either died of hypothermia as they made their way back to the camp, or they died of starvation because a lot of them were hungry, and one of them died of thirst in camp here on her way to the river to go and drink. So I think I lost like 9 or 10 people. My burial mounds over here were full of dead people due to the failed expedition. But we have rebounded in the meantime, back to 39 now. So that is great. I see Fireduck, you're also here. Hello there, Fireduck. Welcome to the stream. Hope you all are having a wonderful weekend. We are having a chilly weekend, hence the gloves again and the scarf. And I'm just dressed warmly. I'm going to, after the stream, have a beanie on as well because, yeah, it is nice and cold in our house. So let's talk the activity for this evening, or the plan for this evening. Let's harvest the berries over here, first of all. You can see I have also started some fields over here. The idea is that this area on this side of the river is going to be our agricultural area, either with the crops or with livestock. So we are going to domesticate goats. We are going to domesticate sheep. I think the mouflon here, that's actually a sheep that we're going to get. So we're going to domesticate them. We're going to domesticate the ibex, I believe. Well, these are Megaloceros. Okay, we still need to hunt these before they go extinct. We are going to hunt some of those, I believe, as well. We are going to domesticate goats, sheep, and what else can we domesticate? Pigs. We can domesticate the boars. There are some boars to this direction over here. So upstream, somewhere around here, I believe. There we go. There's a whole sounder, a whole herd of bush pig. Oh, not bush pigs, wild boars. And I love the fact that the little ones, the boarlings here, I can call them that, they actually have got these stripes. Oh, look at that. That's a menacing gape over there. That's a menacing mouth. So I love the fact that a lot of wild pigs have got this coloration where the adults are generally like well camouflaged or kind of like darker colors, and the young ones have got these stripes. You also see this in tapirs, which also the adults will be black and some of them black and white depending on the species, and then the young ones kind of look like this with a whole bunch of spots on them. Especially in woodland environments and forested environments, this is extremely good camouflage. This is there are bright colors, the light colors, dark colors, kind of contrasting with one another. This is disruptive camouflage. The idea being that if you, for example, have a darker coat with white spots on it, you are camouflaged in a woodland because the little white dots on you actually look like sunlight passing through the leaves of the trees, and it looks like you are just a little rock with sunlight beating down on you. Okay, so this coloration here is very well suited for life in a forested environment. Not so much in open country, but in a forested environment, this is very great camouflage. Of course, when you are big, especially if you are a big boar, a big male, you don't have to worry too much about camouflage because things that attack you are going to very quickly realize that you can be extremely aggressive. Okay, so yeah, things happen. So they go from being a little bit more well camouflaged to being less camouflaged, but definitely far more dangerous than these little piggies over here. Alright, let's see here. I see Ron, you're mentioning some interest speech. We'll replay later, but I guess you're already in Copper Age. No, I haven't gotten to the Copper Age yet. So if we have a look here, I am going to potentially only go into the Copper Age after I've played a bit of Polylithic. So today we are most likely still going to be gallivanting around in the Neolithic. I want to still, off-screen at least as well, go and hunt a whole bunch of animals, get a whole bunch of knowledge points, so that when we get to the Copper Age, because especially the ones that are going to go extinct, we're not going to be able to hunt them once they've gone extinct. So we need to go hunt them, the mammoths and stuff like that. Thankfully, we have done a mammoth hunt on screen as well. So I'm going to do some off-screen as well, hunt a few other animals we have already hunted. And then when we have done Polylithic and come back to Dawn of Man, well, then I am going to start with a big bang and have the Copper Age get ready, do that, and then actually head into cattle domestication and donkey domestication and horse domestication, all those things, as we then go Copper Age, Bronze Age, and maybe even Iron Age, depending on how we progress. Alright, so today we are going to be domesticating these creatures over here. I have gotten weaving that I got off screen by trading. Also got fortifications by trading. Also got one of these other ones. There we go, stone polishing I also got by trading. So a whole bunch of resources given, and there we go. Okay. So, let's see, so, by the way, towers need periodic repairs as upkeep. Yes, so my one tower here had actually needed repair previously as well. It was one dry skin, I believe it needed, and that was it. So that is marvelous, and it was very useful. It did take out one of the raiders that made its way over to this side. It took it out relatively effortlessly. It did take a bit of damage, but it was easy to repairs. Mainly in logs, while palisade and log outpowers don't need upkeep except repairs after fights. Oh, that's great. I'm glad they don't actually need to be constantly repaired, because, oh, if they needed logs to constantly just repair, that would have been, it would have been a schlep. Would not have been nice. Target villages on platforms. It's rare that you need repairs on palisades and platforms. Okay. What's wrong about the raids? thought they start in Copper Age. I think in Copper Age they are going to really start ramping up though. So for now it's been relatively easy. 2 small raids. I think when we get to Copper Age it's going to really start ramping up. Okay, I want this palisade done. Once we've got the palisade done, then I will actually get to taming the animals. Okay, so what I do want now though is I want this picked up and I want this picked up. And what we are going to do is we're just going to also plop down, no, not that. Build. Ah, a new human was born. Back to 40 we go. Wonderful. Storage. I just want a nice rock pile over here as well. Okay, we've got 2 wood piles. And we've got a rock pile as well. And there, of course, there go the ibexes with a whole bunch of little kids as well, little babies. Oh, they're so cute. I can't wait to actually get these in our camp as well. Okay, so the idea is we are going to enclose this area over here. This is going to be our farmland. Okay, and then we keep this side of the river as, oh, another human was born, 41. And then we keep this side as our town, where we've got our houses and stuff like that. All right. Now, I have observed something, and I've systematically had a shift in trees, and this is most likely what you also would observe whenever you've got people settling in an area. You're going to observe a change in the species of trees that are present around there. At the moment, the majority of our trees in this general area here are oak trees or other trees that give us some benefit. Okay, so our birch trees and beech trees are actually relatively rare. Yes, we've got a beech tree there. We've got another beech tree there. I think it is actually, yeah, it's actually being chopped down. We've got a birch tree over here. So we've got some, and that's only because I had to actively stop myself from cutting them all down. The majority of the trees here, now I keep on clicking on the beech trees, but the majority of the trees we actually have here are oak trees. And oak trees are not that super abundant. Yes, they are abundant in our general native landscape over here, but they're not the major tree species. But because we have selectively harvested beech trees and birch trees in this woodland area where we have our town, they have become quite rare. And we now have mostly oak trees and I think spruce trees, fir trees, there we go, fir trees here that we can use for tannins. Okay, to harvest tannins, we've kept those, and we've kind of lost some of the other trees. So what I've done is I have stopped, kind of stopped logging those trees, the birch trees and beech trees. Especially on this side, I'm trying to, okay, first of all, along the river here, the riparian zone, I'm not harvesting any trees, not allowed to harvest any trees along the riverbank here. We also, in this area over here, I have kept a whole bunch of oaks, yes, but I've also started cutting down some oaks, just so we don't have a mono-specific stand. Mono referring to one, specific referring to species, basically just a habitat that's dominated by one species. We don't want that, okay? We want a very nice, diverse range of species in this area. Okay, so I've started cutting down some oak trees along with the birch and beech trees, and I've actually kept a few birch over here as well, a few beech trees as well. I'm not going to cut all of them down. Okay, so instead of clear felling this entire area, also don't want to do that either. Instead of clear felling this, we are going to cut down some trees here, and then we're going to cut down some trees further afield. Okay, yes, it's going to be more difficult because, oh my word, it's such a schlep to go and cut down a tree and bring all the logs back. But you know what? That's what we're going to do. If that is how we are going to do things in an ecological manner, then that is how we do things in an ecological manner. All right. Let's see. Raiders can swim and usually can bypass your fortifications at rivers. So for anyone else or for future playthroughs on other maps, you want one fully enclosed settlement without river inside. Ah, okay. So what we also are going to do is we are going to have our watchtowers, I think, around here. Okay, so one on this side, one on this side. The farms are not attacked. Oh, no hit points to hit. That's nice. Granaries and other buildings can get destroyed, so you want those inside while farms are safe outside. Okay, well that is good to know. I would like to, I'm not sure whether wolves and hyenas and stuff can come through here. I would like to have most of my town, however, quite safe behind the walls. So we are going to, at least for now, have most of our farms still inside this area. Are those a lot of logs? 2 logs. Okay, I thought a lot of logs, but there are 2 logs on there. Okay, you guys are thankfully finally building the palisades. Oh, trees do respawn if they have enough space. Oh, okay. Well, that is also good to know. So you can't really necessarily over harvest completely. Nonetheless, I'm going to play as if they do not respawn. So yeah, we're going to just hopefully not have a complete loss of trees over here. All right, now, well, how's our food doing? Okay, it is rebounding. That is marvelous because, well, we are heading into summer, so a lot of fruit are being harvested. Lots of berries are being harvested. I think it is time for us to excavate this megalith. All right, and hopefully someone is going to come and excavate this megalith now. We'll see. So there's a megalith over here, a massive stone over here. There is another big stone over here, very close to that herd of bison that we had harvested the male of. Then we've got, now this is flint. Okay, we should have some other megaliths in the area. Let's see, where else have we got? I think there's one over here we can excavate as well, so that's 3. And then there are a whole bunch over here. There's one there, and one more over here. Another thing I would like to do today is to actually build a stone circle. I would love to build a stone circle. Okay, so that is also going to be part of the plan for this evening. Okay, we have no picks. Oh no. Oh no. Whatever shall we do? I guess we shall create picks. Have we got... Yeah, we have got flint. You know what? We're going to create some picks. Flint pick. There we go. Going to do that. And that will hopefully we're going to then have that soon, so we can actually start excavating. Now, we did have some flint picks, but obviously we lost those as time went on. Okay, they were kind of they degraded. All right, now could start building. Well, I think I want to actually build the stables in this area over here. That is what I want to do. So once we have harvested the stone here, and once we have harvested the flint over here, we are going to... Oh, there's a... I think you can... Can you? No, you can't. Okay, you don't want to take that stone. Fine. Are you going to? You're going to the stone. Thank you. Wonderful. I want someone to just come and collect the stone and just put it over here somewhere, please. You. Please. Oh, you can't build. Okay. Fine. Oh, why they can't build? Come on, I want this as a high priority, please. Otherwise, you guys are going to carry the stone all the way back. Oh, that second megalith was flint. Oh, okay. Let's have a look here. Oh, I see. There's stone over there. I thought that was a megalith. Okay, that's just stone. Okay, we're going to, thankfully, hopefully, we're going to get 6. Because if I'm not mistaken, this is under spiritual. There we go. Stone circle. A nice big, like Stonehenge in essence. It requires 6 big stones. Okay, so 6 megaliths. There we go. I see Justaberry is here. Hello there, Justaberry. Hello there. Welcome to our stream. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. And then, yeah, I see Johan, you also mentioned that there are, thankfully, lots of megaliths around. That is marvelous. Yes, I know we've got no picks. He's going to be making some picks soon. Don't worry. Right, just going to speed things up a little bit here. Also, just want to check. Oh, yeah, lots and lots of ibexes running around here. So this means we will have lots and lots of little goats. Oh, there's a mammoth. Oh, there is a mammoth. Is this a lone bull? This is a lone bull. Well, I think we're going mammoth hunting again. I think we are going mammoth hunting again. I know lots of other things to also do. But our tribe is going to do a bit of team building, and we're going mammoth hunting. It's a lone bull, not protected by the herd. Of course, being a lone bull does make you more vulnerable, would have made you more vulnerable as well to ancient humans. And yeah, interesting that, yes, humans did take down mammoths, but a lot of scavenging of mammoths were actually done as well. They didn't hunt all the mammoths that they utilized. They would have waited either for something else to kill them, or perhaps they just died of old age, or maybe they died due to the frost, or severe conditions, something. But humans did scavenge, especially the tusks, the ivory of the mammoths quite often. And there are also some other indications of even Neanderthals scavenging or utilizing mammoths. So mammoths were an incredibly important part of life for early man, or for early humans. And that's just absolutely marvelous that we get a chance to also now go on a bit of a ritualized hunt over here. Let's see. Johan also mentioned megaliths are mainly for large boost of prestige. Oh, we got a 250 dry skin there. Great stuff. And worship for morale recovery, but there is also burial mound for megaliths. Yes, I do believe there's a cairn later on that you can build. But before we go on, let's see here. Trader, no technology from you, so we are going to just ignore you. Sorry, Goralk, we do not want you and your high commission. Okay. Now, just as these guys are making their way to the hunt here, or on the hunt, if we look here, we've got a stone circle and we've got a menhir. Of course, Obelix in Asterix comics. A lot of menhirs there. We also have here the dolmen. Dolmen we can also make. That's a nice little 3 slab. Okay, a 3 stone structure. The megalith structure. Wow, there are lots and lots of hunters over here. Slowly but surely, come on, everybody gather together, please. I want you all gathered together for the nice big hunt. Okay, you are close enough. Let's go hunt that mammoth, shall we? We've got bows, we've got spears, we've got a whole bunch of weapons here. Now, how early man would have hunted the mammoths? Yes, they would have used spears, especially spear throwers. And in actual fact, before we hunt the mammoth here, there is at least one spear thrower that was actually made in the shape of a mammoth. So mammoths had an incredibly important role in early man. The tusks were very valuable. Obviously, you could make some nice little decorations and artwork with it, because ivory is quite relatively easy to carve into, easier than rock. And it lasts quite long. But these tusks here were also used to actually make the entrance ways to huts or to tents, similar to how we don't have our tents anymore, but the entrance way of the tents would most likely have been, or would have been, and there are some remnants of actually of those old houses left, or old tents left, old shelters left. There we go, so a tent is a shelter. There are remnants of those left, and the entrance ways were mammoth tusks, which is, that's amazing. Okay, so they would have hunted them with spears, eventually with bones or with bows. There are records of mammoth skeletons, actually with spear points embedded into them, indicating that it was not just scavenging that happened. They were actually killed by early man as well, hunted actively. But there's one place, I believe in southern Poland, where there are more than 100 different mammoth skeletons in one area, also indicating butchering that happened there. And it's possible that that is an area where mammoths were chased off a cliff, fell to their doom, and then were slaughtered there. So a glut of meat for a short period of time, most likely during migration. We'll talk about migration, why that became a bit of a problem for mammoths and could have kind of led to their extinction, and for many other large mammals as well in the Pleistocene extinction. But they would have been migrating, let's say, along this rock face over here, moving across the mountain. Humans would have chased them off, scared them, maybe with fire or some other way, chased them off a cliff, and then fell to the doom, and there would be a butchering site at the bottom here, where you can slaughter the carcasses and take the choice meats back home. Okay, so this mammoth is going to supply us with a lot of food: 14 meat, 10 raw skin, and 4 bone. That is a lot. That is really, really a lot of meat and resources from this one little over here. All right, let's unpause and let's do the hunt over here. So the mammoth already is kind of injured. Not sure what took it on, but something did take it on. Maybe it was a cave bear, maybe it was a cave lion. Now, of course, us as humans, we are throwing spears at it, and oh, wow, okay, it didn't even get to us. That is interesting. Okay, you guys, okay, I would like you to perhaps come. Just want all of you. Okay, you're drinking water. Yes, great stuff. I want you to also hunt some of these. Who shall we hunt? Okay, so there's a male ibex. There's another male ibex. We can take out one of these, no problem. We've got a sow, we've got a boar, and we've got another sow. Okay, we're not going to take out the boar here. We are going to take out one male ibex, so one ram. We are going to take them out. And I think that is... Ooh, and then we are going to take out, hopefully, that megaloceros. Okay, you know what? We do need a lot of firepower to take on the megaloceros. So let's all run here. Okay, I want you all together as we then make our way to go hunt our first megaloceros. Okay, I know a lot of people here are unhappy, sleepy, not sure, probably hungry. There we go, there's someone hungry as well, or getting hungry. Don't worry, there'll be lots of food to eat soon enough. So let's have a look at our megaloceros here, also called the Irish elk, even though it wasn't confined to Ireland and it wasn't an elk. It was just another big old deer over here. Oh, just a magnificent creature. Look at those antlers. So really amazing. The antlers here very broad. And this, I believe, the megaloceros here had the biggest antler span of all the cervidae, of all the deer. And yeah, the coloration here, most likely what Irish elk looked like, because there are lots of cave paintings of Irish elk, of megaloceros all across, and generally had this type of patterning, with a light belly, which you often see in antelope species and deer species, or herbivorous species, a lighter belly, darker above, and kind of this saddle pattern coming down here of a darker neck or nape area here up to the back, and then hindquarters, the flanks also here being darker in color. Absolutely amazing. Oh, we can even kind of see a horizontal pupil over there, which is something we generally see with herbivorous creatures. You will see it with the goats as well, I believe. You would see that horizontal pupil, and whichever direction the head is tilted, the pupil will always be horizontal. Okay, so it swivels in the eye socket as the Megaloceros, in this case, lowers its head to browse, to graze, or lifts it up. Whatever it does, the eye actually swivels to keep the pupil horizontal. And the idea being that if you are a prey animal, you want the horizon or the area over here to be in focus. You don't really care about anything above there. You don't care about anything directly below you here. You want to see this section of your field of vision in stark focus. Okay, in really, really great focus. The idea being that if there is a predator coming along here, you can easily see the outline of that predator as it comes closer to you. Also, as with most herbivorous or most prey animals, eyes located on this side of the head rather than in front. In predatory species, very often the eyes are in fact in front because it gives you better depth perception. With the eyes on the side of the head here though, it gives you a greater field of vision, almost 360-degree vision. Only place you really can't see is directly behind you. So this Megaloceros over here can see all the way from this head of the Megaloceros female over there, all the way around, coming back to this female over here. Okay, only place he really can't see is directly behind him. Absolutely stunning creature. Oh man. Okay, let's have a look here. I just want to double check that I haven't missed any important messages. That doesn't look like... oh, Unga Bunga intensifies, says Johan. Yes, we are going to be hunting some... Well, we did hunt mammoth already. Taught in school that mammoths were hunted by digging big holes on their migration tracks, or by cornering them to cliffs. Okay, so that cornering to cliffs, yes, that definitely could have happened. And I'm pretty sure, you know, traps would also have played a... Maybe not with the earlier man, but with later man, definitely traps became a very important way to catch your prey. Okay. Oh, unfortunately, the Megaloceros here got away. Our hunters have this habit of shooting. The first ones shoot too soon, and then the antelope, everything gets away. Okay. What have we got here? We've got an Aurochs female, a young female that is in poor condition. Shame. Okay, and then we've got another Megaloceros female over there. So this Aurochs over here, this young one, is in very poor condition. We are just going to, you know, end its suffering as all the prey animals in this area kind of scatter all over the place. Okay, so that Aurochs is dead now. Let's see, what else can we also take out in this area? Something that is in great abundance. We've got the boars, still the two females, the one male. There are lots of female Megaloceros. That's another boar. That's another male. Okay. Well, that male is fair game. Pardon the pun. Okay. Because while there is another boar over there, there is another male, we can spare this one male over here. Okay. That's another one hunted, and hopefully some of our tribe members will come and slaughter all the creatures we are killing as we are running around here. In terms of Megaloceros, we've got two females there, we've got a male there. That male is kind of cornered now. Maybe we'll be able to hunt it. We'll see. We're going to hunt a female over here as well. A doe, a Megaloceros doe. And then we are going to hunt the stag. Yeah, it's like, what on earth do you call a male deer? But it's stag. Oh wow, this is a big herd. One male with his harem of females and young ones over here. Okay, so he's got breeding rights. Now, actually, I think what we should be doing is just gathering again. Come on, gather here, and then we go hunt together. Let's see if we can actually get to this male and hunt him without him running away. I see Paleo Potato also here. Hello there. Welcome, welcome to our stream. Hope you are having a wonderful weekend. And finally, we have hunted a Megaloceros, a buck over there. We're also going to take out... So there's a young one. That's an adult. That's an adult. That's a young one. That's a young female, and that is another young male. I think we are going to just take out the 2 young males here. Since we have taken out, and Cinnamon, our cat is begging for food. Hello, Cinnamon. Since we have taken out the big buck over here, we don't want these 2 males now to grow up, and most likely they'll be chased out of the herd, but I don't want to take any chances, particularly with inbreeding here. So we are going to just hunt that young buck over there. And then, where's the other young buck? Is it that one? It is that one up there. So let's just leave all the females, and then there should also be another big buck somewhere in the area. I'm sure there would be a big Megaloceros male around here somewhere. If not in the immediate vicinity, then somewhere close nearby. Okay, or relatively nearby. I think that is all I wanted to hunt over here for now. Okay, I think the rest, you guys can all go home now and just, go rest. Okay, Hunter AI really needs a bit of micromanagement. That's the reason why placing hunting flag areas is a bad idea. That's why it's best to hunt animals when they go to drink, as they ignore you. Yes. So, yeah, the hunting here. Hunters, what are you? Oh, you are gathering fruit. Okay. You don't have, none of you have knives, eh? No. Okay, so I want you all. Is there perhaps any other berries we can harvest? What have we got here? Blueberries. Okay, so you, where are you guys going? You are going to the storage hut, gold pole hut. Okay, you're all going there. So you can harvest for me here. You can harvest for me here. What have we got here? Chestnuts, not ready yet. You can harvest over here. And you, little person that's not doing anything, can harvest over here. Okay, you guys are all harvesting berries. Great stuff. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Then see, Paleo Potato mentions just flattening some land in a modded Minecraft game I was playing. I found a really good pack featuring dinosaurs and other extinct critters. Oh, that's marvelous. I've never actually really tried playing Minecraft. I know it's a shocker. But back in the day, when my laptop I had was really, really horrible. It could barely run anything. It really was a potato of a laptop. I tried Minecraft, didn't really work, and then I was like, okay, fine, I will never play this game, and I haven't tried it again. Maybe someday I really should try playing it again, but for now I haven't played that. But that sounds really cool. I love it. I love the fact that, especially Minecraft, really is so moddable, that you can really just kind of do all kinds of things with it and get all kinds of things with it as well. So there's another beech tree. I don't want to cut down just beech trees. I'm going to cut down that oak tree over there. There's another beech tree, okay. There's a birch tree. Okay, we can chop down the birch tree. You know what? Chop down this oak tree for me as well. What else have we got? This over here. This beech tree needs to go because we are going to place the fence line down, I think, around here perhaps. Perhaps extending into this area then. So this small tree. Oh, this pear tree. We're not going to chop down the pear tree. We're not going to chop down that. We're going to chop down the beech tree over there. Maybe don't chop down that one then. So selective thinning, so we've got a nice little area here to actually build our wall. Alrighty. Now let's see, Johanna also mentioning, also when you try to hunt down a specific one in the animal group, it might be in the back from your hunters and others can warn it before you get into the range. Yes, that's also potentially a problem. I thought, if one could actually group the hunters into different groups, you could get the one group in an ambush and the other group can kind of chase them towards him. That would have been marvelous, but I don't think it is possible in Dawn of Man to do that. If you had more Age of Empires style management or movement of tribe people here, tribesmen, then yeah, then that would have been very, very much possible. Alright, I'm going to speed time up again a little bit. We've got a whole herd of bison coming in here. Okay, so let's talk. Let's actually spend some knowledge points first. You know what? We are going to unlock that. We're going to unlock that, and we are going to unlock stilting as well, so that we can build a bridge. I would like to build a bridge across here. I know this is a shallow area. I'm not sure whether we have to build it on a shallow area or whether we can build it in a deep area. I know people usually just travel along the shallow area here, but I would like a bridge, so that will be a little bit, so that it will be easier. It's no longer usable, that sledge. Okay, so we need to build another sledge. You know what? Let's plop that down over here. There we go. Please build that. Make that high priority. Okay. I would like them to actually be able to travel a little bit easier across the road here, across the river. What we're going to do is stilts. Place a bridge. Okay. Click and hold to place the bridge. So. Okay. We can't build there. Okay, we can place there. Just want to check. Okay, we can't build here, it looks like, in the shallow area. So we're going to just build right next to it. Oh. Come on. I would like to... a little bit finicky here for me. There we go. Okay, so build like that and then... oh, there we go. We are going to build the bridge. Wonderful. 8 logs needed for that. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Make this high priority and make this... yeah, normal priority. It's fine. It's fine. Workload of 143%. Shame. It's a busy time for everybody in our camp around here. Let's see. We should have... there we go. The chestnuts in fruit again. So let's collect some nuts over here. Bring it back to camp. This is going to be the last of the fruits we can harvest before winter sets in, I think. That's a beech tree. There used to be a chestnut in this area, I think. There's a chestnut. Oh, okay. The resource is exhausted. Okay. Community Minecraft server does sound like a very fun idea, but to be honest, I have no idea where to even start for something like that. Yeah, no, me neither. Maybe one day in future one can do that a bit. Come on, I would like someone to gather the flint for me, please. There we go. Minecraft and Skyrim are holy games of modding. Oh yes, Skyrim changed into a completely different game thanks to modding. Absolutely marvelous. Workload is too high. Wow, really? You know, people in this camp usually work very hard. They had a very nice 3-hour period where I wasn't paying attention. But I think the workload is probably like 40% or so. They can make up for lost time now, for all intents and purposes. I can make little groups. Oh, by micromanaging your hunters, but nothing like control. Oh, okay, nothing like that. Okay, yeah. It's a little bit difficult. I would have liked to actually get my hunters to move to an area and then stay there for a bit. But the moment you place them, they get to that area, they just scatter, and it's like, no, it's complete. Thinking of a nice word. It's a complete mess. To put it that way. To try and micromanage them there. So I'm just like, you know what? You just do you. Why are you sleeping? Come on. Okay, now I would like you to come and get the resources here, methinks. Okay, because Amen, you are just standing there and doing nothing, falling asleep. Are you narcoleptic? I think this Amen over here is narcoleptic. Okay. The main problem is stacking your hunters on top of each other to shoot at once. Yeah, that is... oh, it's difficult. Okay, so let's have a look still at knowledge. We can technically grab both these 2 knowledge things over here. Well digging, you know what, and underground mining. May as well go for that. Okay, so now... oh, we technically have a flint mine. Is this now on one of those flint points? Needs to be placed on a flint deposit. Okay, yes, so that is... where is flint? Oh, flint... I don't think it's this flint we saw over here, is it? Yeah, there we go. Oh! We can mine flint. Okay. That's great. Okay, so does that then increase the amount of flint we can get? Increase flint extraction. Okay, well that's cool. Okay, we can do that perhaps later on. Okay, when we really start needing flint and stuff like that as well. Okay. That workload is too high. I'm going to get that notification quite a lot this evening, I think. Overworking my poor tribesman over here. Cinnamon has finished eating, so I need to just put her food above here before Memphis decides that he wants to eat it. Let's see, our food is really quite nice. 60 cured meat, ready for winter. 24 fresh meat or raw meat. Fish, dried fish, 21. Oh, marvelous. Okay. Okay, so yeah, people aren't fishing at the moment. Most likely we don't have any harpoons. No, we've got fishing tools, 5 harpoons. Okay, so never mind. They're just not fishing because they've got so many other things to do, I guess. Okay, so let's speed up time a little bit more. Still waiting on someone to come and gather this flint for me, please. Because I would like to build the stables in this area over here. Ah, our grain is ready to harvest, our emmer and our einkorn. That is absolutely marvelous. Yeah, I know the workload is too high. In terms of residents, we can actually start building a stable. So let's build 2. just that we have those. It's going to take a lot of resources, lots and lots of resources. We don't have any logs at the moment. We've got a few trees marked for clear felling or for felling, but not any trees. Oh, not any logs. Sorry, not any logs at the moment. Okay. Do you see that, Johan, you also are mentioning that the devs wrote that Planet Base 2 will be based on Dawn of Man knowledge, so hopefully that game will get better micromanagement and other nice things. If Dawn of Man was there first in this style. Okay, great stuff. I haven't actually played the first Planet Base, but I did see that they are developing that second one, and I did see that it was going to be based a lot on the Dawn of Man style of doing things, which is really nice. I like this style of doing things. It's a very, very enjoyable game. I mean, I had picked this up relatively recently. It's been on my wish list forever. And relatively recently picked it up and thought, you know what, we are going to start playing this on the channel. Here we are. How's the bridge? Okay, we used 2 logs for the bridge over there. This is going to, I guess, take a while. So maybe we'll just head on over. How's our clothing looking? We've got 45 people and 67 skin outfits, so that is great. We've got more than enough skins. Why are you guys bringing the logs all the way up here? I don't want it. Oh, you're taking it. No, I don't want you. Are we going to plop on all the logs in the houses now? Or are you going to build the bridge? Where are you going? Going to the stables. Actually, I would like you to build the bridge first with these logs. Not sure whether you can. No, I can't tell you to do that. Fine. Okay. We are racking up the knowledge points here, though. Slowly, slowly, but surely. Just check if there is another mammoth in the area. We can hunt it, but I don't see any big red blobs in the landscape, so we're not going to be able to hunt any now. Okay, great. Carrying on. I'm going to build at least 1 well near stables for easy transport of water to animals in the winter. Oh, wonderful. Thanks for that. We'll definitely do that. Let's see. The well. Where is the well? Am I missing it here? Oh, there we go. There's the well. There we go. Let's just plop this down. What do we need? 4 sticks and 2 logs. Interesting that the well is actually made of wood rather than stone. But digging a well would be a relatively difficult thing. I mean, you need to get down to the water table, and in some areas the water table will be very low. The thing is, we are right next to the river here. So in theory, you could easily just have, you know, gotten to scoop up the water or come to scoop up the water here and take it to the stables. But I guess we as humans, if given the opportunity, we are going to be a little bit lazier. We need to build another sledge because another one has broken. Okay, that is going to again use sticks and dried skin. That is perfectly fine. We can do that quite easily. And our first stables will be built. Marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. I'm not sure whether we need to enclose this area in order to keep the goats and so in. But if it isn't necessary to actually do that, then what we can do is we can actually go and tame our first goats, which will be marvelous. Oh wow, we have a whole bunch of new people that moved in. I think 7 in total. We now have 47 people here. And we've got a trader. What have you got? Oh, we can buy a pig from you. That is worth 20. Oh. You know, I'm tempted. I'm tempted to buy a pig. Just so we have a pig. Ha. Ooh, the megalith was dug out. Thanks, Johan. I missed that. There we go. There's the megalith. Yeah. Okay, so now we can prepare for transport. So 3 logs. Oh, more logs needed. And 3 leather. We've got the leather. We don't have the logs at the moment. First stable almost done. Second stable following shortly behind. And then there is the well that needs to be done here. Okay, tamed animals usually stay in your village and they automatically go to stables in winter. Oh, that is marvelous. That's good news. Okay, so you know what? You're going to buy a pig. Okay, we are going to buy a pig and we're going to trade in outfits for that along with a bone spear. 2 bone spears. There we go. 2 bone spears. That'll do. Okay, now. Piggy! 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 Hello, bacon. Almost said slaughter. I don't want to slaughter bacon over here yet. Ah. You see, interesting. that now that we've got the pig here, it's got blotches. It's not like the wild boar, which is like dark in color. Instead, it's got all these weird colorations here. And it's really amazing to see that when pigs, like tame domestic pigs, when they escape, when they become feral, they almost, not the individuals necessarily, but the population will revert back to really looking like proper wild boars. I mean, they are Sus scroffa domesticus, I think is the scientific name of domestic pigs, the domestic wild boar. Sus scroffa, I think, is the scientific name of the wild boar. And man, I've seen pictures here in South Africa as well of like feral pigs that they look exactly like wild boars. They very, very quickly just revert back to their feral shape. But kept in domestic environments, they all kinds of colorations, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of looks. But the moment they get out into the wild, the population becomes very feral and really starts looking like proper wild boars. Okay, so there we go. We've got a nice little piggy. Okay, now we just need some females as well. We need some sows. So we do have, I do believe, we did get, yeah, we've got pig domestication. So we can try and get some other piggies. Where's that herd of boars? Where's that wild boar herd? There's a wild boar herd way over here. Oh, that's quite far to come and walk for piggies. Is there perhaps a wild boar herd, or sounder, not herd, sounder closer to camp? Maybe in this area over here? They do sometimes hanging around here. No, don't see them here. Any sounder over here? No sounders. Oh, that's actually, it looks like that may actually be the closest sounder. Don't see any boars around here. No. Okay, maybe we'll wait for spring to roll around, and when spring rolls around, then we're going to go and grab the little boars. Tables so close to being completed. Thatching is almost up, and the thatching here will just keep out the cold, trap some heat, and that will be marvelous. There we go. Okay, wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 animals we can keep here, and then animal food. Oh, the animal food, that's the thatch, or the hay, isn't that? That is. We don't have a haystack over here. Oh, goodness. We do need that. Okay, build, storage, haystack, please. Because, well, we are farming. So we are going to get a whole bunch of hay made in the emmer field, I believe, and the einkorn field. That will give us a whole bunch of hay. And we need somewhere to keep that. Alright, so I have no water for our animals. Oh. This needs to be high priority, please. Please, please, please. Where's our piggy? Piggy? There we go, going to the stables. Wonderful. Piggy is, however, getting a little bit hungry and getting a little bit thirsty and cold. Okay. That, I guess, means that there's no food. Okay, no animals currently inside. Okay, we'll wait for the little piggy to come over here. Okay, let's see. Just checking, recycle, and set to high priority. Okay, so a few things we can do there. Oh, since we started building on this side of the river, it didn't spawn. Oh, okay, wait, on this side. Okay, so since we started building on this side, there are very few animals actually spawning in this area. Yeah, I guess so. We're almost heading into spring, though, so we'll see soon enough whether we have got any animals spawning perhaps in this woodland. I did see some megaloceros in the woodland over here just before starting the stream, but yeah. Let's see. So if we want a stable reproduction for animals, new human was born. Great stuff. We set every animal kind limit to 20. 10 was iffy for you, as sometimes you get bad RNG with birth rates and genders. Okay, that'll be so every animal kind limit. So that's manage limits. There we go. Okay, so currently it's set to unlimited. Only very old animals will get slaughtered. Okay, but let's set it to 20. So that when we get to 20, the extra animals will actually be slaughtered. Okay, and cattle as well. Once we eventually get there, and then donkeys as well, and so to the horses. Okay, great stuff. All the animals set to 20. Human born. So when do we get? I think we need 50. We're going to get more knowledge 3 knowledge to be precise. Okay, so we need 2 more people for that. Alright, there is our little piggy. There's our little piggy, and there is in fact water in there. We just don't have any food. Okay, so hopefully they will come and put some food in there momentarily. Need 1 to 2 food and water per full winter, so keep that in mind when you add more animals. You need a lot of grain farms. Okay, so we'll get some more grain farms set up in this landscape over here. We're going to keep a lot of trees around here because we are trying to be as ecologically oriented as possible. So our fields will just have to be somewhere in between, and we can in fact also have a nice big field over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just have a nice big field, maybe not quite there, maybe more over here. You know what, staying away from the actual mountainside there, I think that is a nice field there, and maybe some more einkorn spread amongst the trees over here as well. Okay, so these will be planted, I think, in spring, if I'm not mistaken, and harvested in fall. So soon they'll be planted. Okay. Oh man, I believe we're almost heading into another spring. There's our bridge. Okay, how's our bridge doing? 4 more logs needed. We don't have any logs at the moment. We do have a megalith, but also, yeah, still need 3 more logs there as well. Okay, lots of trees to chop down, people. Lots of trees to chop down over here if you want to eventually do that. That'll be absolutely marvelous. Okay, so once you hit the limit of animals, the oldest get slaughtered, and if there are no old ones, adult males seem to be preferred. Unless there is only 1 left, or some unknown ratio to females. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so, yeah, having it set to automatically kill at a certain amount, that's great. Going to really, really help. Okay. Can we not perhaps set this? No, we can't set this to a high priority. We do have 1 flint axe. I don't know where that 1 flint axe is. Can't click on it now. We can't click on there to see where it is. Okay, but we are going to make another one. And we're going to make another one over here as well. You need more flint axes. Alrighty, just carrying on here. Survive the winter! There we go. Marvelous. Nothing here to harvest at the moment. No? Oh, there goes a piggy. That's just a solitary boar, okay. There is, well, that's a reindeer. There's some reindeer there. There is a mouflon, so we can get technically a sheep there. Let's see, do we have anything that spawned in this area over here? Nothing. Doesn't look like it. No. Nothing there. There are some bears still roaming around in this area. They've been here for a long time now already. And then nothing else in this area over here, unfortunately. Oh, there is a herd of ibex over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and capture this female, and we're going to try and capture that male over there. Okay. And hopefully we can get these little goats, these little kids, and then we are going to have our first little goats in our camp. Okay, so goats were one of the first to be domesticated of all the animals that we have got here. Goats are some of the first, I think, followed by sheep, if I'm not mistaken, and eventually pigs and cattle were domesticated much, much later. Okay, now you guys are just walking away. That's just rude. That's just very rude, walking away as I'm trying to catch you. Silly, silly billies. Alright, how's our food looking? Food, yeah, kind of plummeted, but not too badly. It's still relatively high. Wonderful. Just pick up the speed here, people. Pick up the speed. We need 2 logs still here. And how's our piggy doing in terms of water? Oh. Okay, come on. I need logs there. Okay, we're not going to make this high priority. We're going to keep that relatively normal priority. Oh, we've got 10 animals. Wonderful. Mostly dogs. Mostly dogs. But that does mean that we got the goats, didn't we? Let's see. What have we got? There's one. There's a little goat. And there's the other one. Hello there, little goatling. Okay, I need to first go out of this, I guess. And there we go. Here's our little kid. Oh, it's so cute. So cute. Man, that's adorable. Okay, off you go. Now, yes, there we go. We can kind of... There we go, our first bridge also done. We can kind of see the horizontal pupil on the goat, on the kid here. Well, not on the headless one there, but anyway. So, horizontal pupil, as mentioned, great way to spot predators. Okay. What are you doing? Oh, you are two people. I thought you were like a person carrying a stone, but no, that's just, you know, one more head morphed into the other one. We'll need 2 logs. Hopefully someone is going to come and chop. I don't know where our stone axe or pickaxe or flint axe is. Wow. There's a whole field of people here. Somebody's got to have the axe, right? Who's got the axe? Who's got the villager's axe? Wow, everybody is just out in the field. No one here with an axe. I do wish there was a way to just find out who's got the villager's axe. You have got Amen. Amen. Obviously Amen has the axe. Amen, who was doing her own thing way off in the distance. Yeah, she has got the axe. And she's going to finally come and chop down a tree for us. Let's see, Potato mentioning you have been told that it was the Persians who were responsible for introducing chickens to Europe. Could be. Could be. So, I mean, Persia did span quite far to the east. And chickens most likely came from the jungle fowl, the red jungle fowl, which occurs in Southeast Asia. Especially occurred in places like bamboo forests. And, yeah, wouldn't be surprised if they then got chickens from that side and brought them over to the rest of Europe as well. Goats going devil worshipping without their head right from domestication. Yes, I mean, you have a normal goat and then domesticate it and it goes, I'm a headless goat. Ah, yes. Anyway, so chickens. Sledge, another sledge no longer usable. Let's build another one then. Yeah, while we are here, we may as well do that. It's another one they are still trying to build, requiring dried skin. Okay. Hopefully, at some point, they're going to do that. No, is that... That's leather. Oh, we need leather. We don't have any leather. Oh. Oh, dear. No leather. Well. Okay, we've got tannins. Now, we're just going to set this as high priority. Because we're really going to have to get the tannin or the leather production going there. So, in terms of chickens, and chickens being used for... anyone going to build this? No? Oh, okay. So in terms of chickens actually being very good for domestication or easy to domesticate, one of the reasons why humans really or most likely domesticated them is that chickens in their natural environment, inhabit a habitat, the bamboo forests in particular, that have got periods of relative food scarcity and then periods where there's a superabundance of food. Because what bamboo plants do, the grasses they do, and the type of grass, bamboo is a type of grass, believe it or not. But what bamboo will do is they live for many, many years, and then the entire plant flowers. So it will start as one little bamboo shoot, and then produce little clones of itself all around it. And at the same time, that entire patch that consists of genetically one individual, that one patch will flower, and then set millions and millions of seeds. And then, of course, with chickens, or what the jungle fowl then, there were periods when these bamboo were not flowering and not setting seeds, so there'd be a food scarcity. They'll be scraping around, eating some bugs, eating some seeds they can find. And then during these fruiting years, there's so much food that they just laid a hell of a lot of eggs in very quick succession. As long as there was food, they would just keep on laying. And with humans, we then figured out, you know what? As long as we give these weird birds food, they just keep on making eggs and keep on making eggs. And that is just absolutely marvelous. And so, yeah, we as humans just went and took these chickens because, well, lots and lots and lots of eggs they can produce constantly for us due to that quirk of their nature where it's... Oh, raider attack! Finally, finally! Alright, let's see, where are you guys coming from? Oh, you're coming from this side. How many are they? 2. Okay. Oh, finally, we get a raider attack. Okay, let's just quickly pause here. Manage, defense. There we go. Alert! Alert, alert! Okay, so we've got some people running to that side. I would like everybody with weapons, please come to this side. Okay, because the raiders are coming. Oh, there are three. There are three. Three raiders coming. This one is an adult woman. Ah, you know, no discrimination here. Everybody gets to raid. There's an old man. They're not even ageist. Two women and an old man coming to raid us here. Well, all of them will fall before us. You've got some nice weapons there. Most likely just stone spears, though. Okay, now, you guys are going to be slightly winded. But you know what? We're just going to go and meet them head on, shall we? Yes, show them who's boss. There come the spears. Ah, finally. Okay, one down. Take out this person, please. You just have a harpoon. No, don't run in with your freaking fists. Okay. Okay, and everybody shoot. Running away. And we've set the dogs on him. Oh, well done, doggo. Well done, doggo. Okay. Well, that went well. That's perfect. Okay, so let's, no more defense needed. Everybody, you can go chill. Yes, celebrate. Celebration time. We've got flint spears here, more flint spears. You know what? Go and pick that up for us. Go and pick that up for us, please. And you, surely this person here had something? No, nothing? Nothing to pick up. We just like leave their carcasses lying in the sun. We could at least drag them over to the fields, so they can fertilize our crops over here. But no, we're just leaving them out to rot in the sun. Of course, vultures would come down and swoop down and eat the carcasses over here. And there are vultures around. Well, vultures flying a little while ago. So they would most likely be flying around here. Most vultures have got excellent sense of sight. Okay, excellent eyesight. Except for the New World vultures, where a lot of them, turkey vultures, black vultures in particular, they've got an amazing sense of smell. Because, especially if you're flying over a dense forest, well, you can't see anything that's dead down there, so you need to smell it. And they will smell anything dead and swoop down and go and feed on it. But Old World vultures in Africa and Eurasia, they depend on eyesight to find their food mostly. And they'll be flying very, very high. They can spot a dead animal quite low down and then start circling down. And very often what vultures also will be doing is, there we go, the well is finally built. They look out for other vultures. And if they see a vulture going down, they know, okay, that vulture has spotted something. And then all the vultures in the area make a beeline to that one vulture that is descending. And they all start spiraling down. If you ever visit, especially like Kruger National Park or any big reserves in Africa, where you've got potentially hundreds of vultures in an area, if you want to find a carcass, possibly with lions or something still eating there, look for vultures that are descending, coming down, not vultures going up. Vultures going up just means they've got a nice thermal area there, so a very rocky area or an area where there is air going up, and they're using that to get high, and then from there they will scout, go out into a larger area and scout for dead animals, and once they have found something, they then start descending. There we go, there's a vulture, I think. Is that vulture? Oh, there we go. There's a vulture flying along. You're missing the thingamajigs there. If we just look at the vulture here, there we go. Yes, definitely a vulture. Okay, so perfectly adapted for soaring, and so very broad wings, very big wings as well. The Cape Vulture or Cape Griffin wingspan of about 2.5 meters, which is amazing. It's about 8 feet, I think. So very, very big wingspan. And then very broad wings as well. The idea is that these big broad wings are there to catch the thermals to go up, so they spend very little energy. They also don't sit on the ground, and most of the time, unless they are actively feeding. When they are roosting, they're either roosting on cliff faces or in tall trees, so that they can easily take off by just jumping forward and then just start flapping their wings, and voila. If they are on the ground, they need a bit of a run up usually to start to take off. Okay, or to take off. So big broad wings, great for making good use of thermals and soaring without spending a lot of energy. Generally naked heads as well. So the idea is you don't want feathers, or you don't want a lot of feathers or big feathers on your head, because as you stick your head into the carcass, you're going to get a lot of blood on you, and that's not generally quite great. Okay, so they've got generally relatively featherless heads, a big typical raptor beak, okay, but The beaks here not really designed to tear into tough things. Okay, so usually what happens is they either start opening up the carcass from a vulnerable spot, usually the groin or the backside. That's where they start opening up the carcass, or they wait for a big predator to start opening up the carcass, and then they will be able to get in there. Interesting, a random fact, and I'll have a photo of a Cape vulture up now as I talk on it, but that will be in the afterwards, after the stream. Now put up these little videos. The Cape vulture, the scientific name is Gyps coprotheus, because gyps means vulture, copro is poop, theer can refer to beast, but in this case it actually means eater. So it's the vulture that is a poop eater, but it's a really horrible name because the Cape vulture doesn't actually eat poop. It eats carcasses, typical vulture. But yeah, they just kind of like probably put their heads in there, in the backside area, there where the intestines are, and the people that gave it the name go, what are they eating? Well, it looks like they're eating poop, so we're going to call it the poop-eating vulture, Gyps coprotheus, because why not? Why? Look carefully if you can just give it a general name. Alright, let's see. I see, Fireduck, you are heading off, so thank you so much for joining though. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And yeah, then you can watch the rest of the stream a little bit later as well. Let's see, don't know, Johan, you mentioning, don't know if your bows need dry skins or leather at this point. Let's have a look. I think they need dry skins. Yeah, dry skins at this point in time. Okay, so we're not using leather for the bows yet. We are using dry skins for that. I think the composite bow will use leather though. You can pinpoint a fence card to point info to top info tabs or quick call to arms. And pinpoint defense card. Let's just see. Quick call to arms. Oh, is it up here somewhere? Oh, there we go. Ah, great stuff. Okay, so I can easily just call. Okay, great stuff. Thanks for that. So that makes sense. I can do that. Okay. If need be, we can easily call them to go and do their thing. Let's have a look here. If we get 2 more people, we get 3 more knowledge points. If we kill another 2 raiders, we get 2 more knowledge points. If we domesticate some animals, we get more knowledge points. What do we need to hunt? We need to hunt 1 horse, 2 donkeys. Those are the ones that are closest. 2 deer perhaps as well, 2 megaloceros. Then we actually get more points as well. In terms of building, we need 2 huts, 4 more wells, 2 more stables, a whole bunch of sledges, and a whole bunch of other things we also need to build in order to get more knowledge points. All of that will happen naturally. Bread, another 6 bread, and we get more knowledge points as well. Alrighty. So, there we go. I was wondering whether I had paused it or not. Let's see if we can get any more domestic animals or any more animals to domesticate in this general area. I don't even know what I was talking about before the raid started. Oh, we have got logs. So, yeah, there's the rolling megalith. Is it done? No, it's busy building. Okay. You know what? Make this a top priority now. And then we can, in the meantime, also, because our workload is under 100%, we can never have that. When they say do, 110%, we're gonna mean it literal. Okay, give 110%. There we go. We're on 101% already being given by our tribe. Have we got any more rolling megaliths or any big megaliths here? No, none over there. And this is already, it's quite far. Okay, so we're not going to go further than that. But there is a megalith over here. So we can go to mine that one as well. We should have the pickaxes. We've got 4 pickaxes in total. Yes, so they should be able to do that. No problem. Okay, and let's just speed things up a bit. Okay, so let's then see. Hopefully, they can bring some stuff to the rolling megalith here. Raw fish also acquired. We've got 12 knowledge points already. Okay. And there we go. The 6 bread were made. We've got another human born. If we get 1 more person, we will hit 50. And there we go. Right on cue. Another human was born. And another 3 knowledge points as well. And I got the achievement, 50 population in the Continental Dawn scenario. That's more. Oh, and there we go. Right on cue, Virka dies, and we have another person joining our tribe. Virka, you died of old age in your hut, did you? Yeah, there's Verka. Verka is just like, okay, I'm just taking a nap. Just permanently. You know, it's good when people, you know, die of old age rather than animal attacks. But that's also something that did happen in the off-screen. Is, yeah, at least one person died due to a hyena attack again. There's always the hyenas. The hyenas, yeah, they are they're evil. Not that animals can be evil, but, you know, the hyenas, they are evil. We're going to just build 2 more huts over there, because that, I think, will take us up. There we go, to 15 huts. Okay. Yeah, our tribe really is settling in quite nicely now. So we've got lots of croplands here. We are properly heading into, or properly in the Neolithic now. Into the late Stone Age. This is the point where humankind really started agriculture, and agriculture and settling in any given area for longer periods of time really helped us to, oh, there we go, that's a nice big thunderous strike over there. Really helped us to get a boost in our numbers. Okay, so it allowed us to get larger tribes, and that also means, which is why I believe the raiders started appearing, it also means that we were coming into contact and into conflict with more other tribes. Okay, so that was yeah, most likely driven by the fact that we were lots more people that could be supported by the landscape, and you know, we don't like sharing necessarily. Sharing is caring, but we very often don't care about all the other people. Let's just repair. Oh, we need leather. We don't have leather. And why is nobody making leather? Also going to set that as high priority. Come on, people, you've got to make leather for me, please. Because we need leather here as well. Okay, I wonder whether we'll even be able to get the rolling megalith by the end of this evening. We'll see, we'll see. I'm wondering, are they... Oh, we've got goats we can domesticate again. Okay, let's try to grab another female. Yeah, let's grab all the babies here. Sorry guys, but we are grabbing your babies, your kids. We are leaving you, okay, so we are not killing you in the process. We are just taking the kids here, and we are leaving the adults. That sounds so horrible. But yeah, we are taking the baby goats and we are leaving the adult goats. Let's just rectify that. Let's just specify that. Oh, are these... these are our normal pigs. Okay, these are our adult pigs. We don't have any babies yet. Wait. Where did we get the pigs? Did they automatically come? Because, yes, we bought a boar. We bought the male. But now we've got a male there and a female here. And we still have... I'm not sure whether we have got another boar over here. Oh, there we go. There's another one. There's another male. So it looks like we did automatically get more piggies because we already have a piggy. Well, that's marvelous. That's brilliant. Okay. Cool beans. I'm not going to complain. I am not going to complain. No raw skin. Oh, no raw skin for leather. Check those limits on dry skin. Sorry if I missed, if you already did it. Once you get lots of animals, you will have overflow of skins. Those 2 pigs belong to the... Oh, the 2 pigs belong to the trader. There we go. There's a trader. Thanks, Yuan, for mentioning that. I didn't realize this was a trader. Okay. So you're probably going to be able to buy 2 of those now. Okay, so we've got lots of dried skins. How do we make this? Oh, we need raw skins. We need raw skins. Okay. Let's check limits. Manage... Not that. Manage limits. Okay. For raw skin, let's make that 30. And we'll make leather 30 as well. Okay, now you guys can stop making the dry skins. Okay, this can also kind of just be set normal priority. This means we will need to go and hunt something. Because we do need leather. Well, there are mouflon over here. Oh, I am tempted to hunt one female. We are going to capture capture, and we're going to take this one female. Since the female here will no longer need to suckle a young, we are going to hunt her as well. Okay, because that will not going to be much. Press the wrong button. We're supposed to go and click and see. What do we get? We get 2 hide or 2 skin. Okay, that is fine. That is good. Okay, let's see. Are ducks, geese, and turkeys true domesticated animals, or do we have a little bit to go? Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so let's see. Also see that Johan Dark mentioned no animals except dogs spawn for us domesticated. Okay, good to know. Okay, so we're going to have to buy the 2 piggies over here. But since one is a female, at least we definitely want the female. Because we've got a boar, we've got a male, we need a sow. So if we can grab this sow over here, that will be marvelous. There we go, we can in fact buy the female here. High commission, but that's fine. You know what, we're going to get a male as well. We're going to get the boar. Are we? Yes. Oh. The female is worth more. Interesting. Let's see here. You know what, we've got enough outfits to do that. And I guess 1 bow. You know what, we've got a lot of bows. Let's grab the male as well. While we are here, we may as well do this. So that's that, and then I think we can... you know what, a raw skin like that's fine. It's perfectly fine. That means we do have 2 more piggies joining us. That's marvelous. Okay, so ducks, geese, and turkeys. So with ducks and geese, I would say they definitely are pretty much they are domesticated. I'm pretty sure they are. I would rank them as domesticated. With turkeys, I think turkeys to some extent yes, because there are some manipulations of turkey genes, not with splicing and stuff like that necessarily, but we have altered turkeys to such an extent that they are quite a bit different from the wild turkeys. So I would say yes, domestic turkeys, they are domesticated. Perhaps not to the extent that horses are and pigs are, but they are domesticated. And if we're looking at, for example, ducks, yeah, so many different, especially if you start seeing these different color morphs, for example, I would say they definitely are domesticated, or really, no. Scrap that, because we've got lots of different color morphs in game industry as well, with wildebeest and stuff like that as well. But yeah, I would say ducks and geese definitely also domesticated. They could survive out in the wild, but then again, dogs and cats and everything like that we have domesticated as well also can survive in the wild. So that's not really a prerequisite. Are they confined to humans, or are they able to survive on their own? But the fact that the majority of them are found with humans and are cared for by humans, and they don't run away from us the whole time, I would rank that as, yeah, I would say they are domesticated. Okay, let's see here. Lentils we've got, bitter veg we've got going. So, bitter veg here, I don't think we can see it growing as well. This plant, man oh man, I have had lots of this coming up in our garden. It comes up wild in our garden. It's exotic to South Africa. It doesn't occur here naturally. It comes from Eurasia. But this was one of the first leguminous plants also that were cultivated by humans. It's not great. It is edible. It is very similar to lentils. Very, very similar in appearance. And what you can see, although it is moving around the whole time, you can see the tendrils, the little things that hook onto other plants and actually get this plant to scramble all over other plants. In our garden, very often they start small little plants, you don't see them, and the next thing you see, it's just crawling over all the plants in the veggie patch, because they are scrambling. They don't necessarily grow upright like this, but they are very much scrambling, and those tendrils there, those little pigtail-like little whirly things, or stems, those will twirl onto the stems of other plants, hook it in place, and they scramble over. So even strong winds will not easily knock them off the other plant they are growing over. Why do they grow over plants? Well, it takes a lot of resources to actually form these proper stems to stand upright. It's much less resource intensive to just produce a softer stem, which they may also not necessarily be able to do, but it's less resource intensive to grow a softer stem, not produce actual wood, and then just to hold on to other plants. You don't have to spend a lot of energy. If you want to grow, let's say, for example, 10 meters tall, which veg can't do, but let's say you're looking at vines that want to get to 10 meters tall and up in the canopy of the trees, rather than forming a massive trunk and spending years and years growing up there and growing strong enough to stand upright, just have tendrils and hook onto other plants that are strong enough to get up there, and then you just scramble over them to actually reach the canopy where there is sunlight. But yeah, the veg over here, typical scrambling plant. It is in the pea family, in the Fabaceae, so it would be on its roots, it would have little bumps, little nodules, and there they would have, and in that they would have little bacteria living in those root nodules, and the bacteria fix nitrogen from the atmosphere. And if you take this veg over here, this field, and you chop it, and you drop all those leaves onto the soil, as it decomposes, it will release a whole lot of nitrogen into the soil. Okay, so people say nitrogen fixing plants, you plant in order to actually fix nitrogen into the soil. Not really how it works. When the plant dies, yes, then nitrogen is in fact released into the soil, but as it stands here, it's holding on to the nitrogen. It's trying to just survive. It's not fixing nitrogen and dumping it into the soil around it. It's just trying to survive, and if it dies or if its leaves fall off and those leaves decompose, then it will release nitrogen into the environment. Okay, I do believe, yeah, there is a male mouflon over here. We can hunt. Yeah, I think we are going to hunt him. Okay. No, we're not. I'm not going to hunt him. No. Because this male mouflon and this female that we are leaving, they will be able to reproduce, in theory. Okay. So villagers carrying water, which is not needed for anything except animals in winter, so maybe change limits. Oh, on that as well. Oh, you even see that. Oh, there we go. There's Larmek. Is carrying around some water to the storage hut. Ah. Okay. So the question is, what should we change it to? So let's see here. Manage limits of water. Let's set to 20. You know what? I think I'll keep it on 20 just in case. Okay. Okay, so not sure if it will, if you keep it on 0, will give animals water or water to animals in the stables. That would have to be tested, maybe off stream, but limit of 5 should be okay. Maybe I should change it to that then. So manage limits to water of 5. Go. Okay. We've already got 10 water, so that should be fine then with Larmek over here, just carrying the last bit of water over there to the storage hut. Okay. Then, let's see. Is there anybody coming here? Nobody is coming to hunt. Come on. Stop going to everything else. Okay, I don't think you can. No, never mind. Come to the chickpeas. You were going to the chickpeas. I'm not sure what you're going to do at the chickpeas. You're going to do something, I guess. Where are you going? To the well. You can't tame the kid, can you? No. Are you going to... You're going to the burial mound. Okay, you're going to tame the mouflon first, and then you'll go to the burial mound. That is another child. That is another child. That's another child. All the children are running all over the place. You're going to the palisade. Okay, you're going to build that. Slowly but surely our palisade is coming up. It's more slowly than surely. Okay, let's see, who else have we got? Going to get dried fish. 100 pulses have been obtained. Okay, so we are in summer. Yes, that means that our peas and so are being harvested. Okay, so the chickpeas are being harvested. It's mostly a winter growing crop. And then when summer rolls around, you can actually, harvest it. That is marvelous that we have got that. We do need to hunt. Oh, you guys are all building a hut. We don't really need that at the moment. Come on. Come and hunt. No, this female for me, please. And then you're going to get sticks. I don't want you to get sticks. Oh, you can get sticks, I guess, because you're not doing anything else. Why can't you tame that one? Is it because you are moving? No, you're not. Okay, never mind. Why? But anyway, I'm not sure why sometimes they can't actually tame the kids. This one is Margor. Margor is taming this young mouflon. And then after taming that, please come and tame this one, because Margor, you have got away with animals, it seems. Oh, there we go. We've got another one. We've got Aya also taming another mouflon over there. So that's a male. This is another male. We're just taming the 2 males, unfortunately. We need a ewe, please. We need a ewe. There we go. 15 animals. Okay, now come on. Okay. Cinnamon is again asking for food. Let's see, where is a... What have we got? That's a... Oh, that's a dog. I for a moment thought there's a hyena over here in our camp, but no, it's not. Okay, you, please come here. Aya, because you... Okay, and you hunters... Hunters? No, stop it. Just come over here. Aya, where are you? You have to tame this little one over here. There we go, okay. Great. I was sure that mouflon was going to die. Where did it go? Is it? It's not alive, is it? No, that's an adult. Oh, it is. It's dead. Okay, there we go. I was just thinking it should be dead. You've got a knife. Okay, come and harvest that for me, please. You don't have a knife. Okay, you can hunt. Okay. You too. Have we got any animals for you to hunt? Close by. Any animals? No animals there. Okay, so interesting. I really love the fact that as it is, or as we were getting hides or skin by hunting animals. But now, as we start, again, get food up. As we now start actually farming with animals, well, now we're going to get hides from those animals as we slaughter them as time goes on. So it's quite amazing that we're really shifting over to a more pastoralist life rather than a hunter-gatherer. We are moving to agriculture and with it pastoralism, or rangeland, keeping animals as well. All right. So what have we got here? Oh, that's our young male goat. Okay, I was just thinking, did we get a baby? There's our young sheep. Oh, it's cute. That's so cute. Oh, nice. Oh, sweet. This reminds me, this look with the dark head, black legs, and white coat. This reminds me of the breed we have in South Africa, known as a dorper. That is one of the most dominant meat breeds, one of the most dominant meat sheep breeds we've got in South Africa. Yes, I think nowadays we've got meat master as well, but the dorper with the black heads, yeah, will always be, in my eyes at least, the typical sheep farmed in South Africa for meat production. All right, let's see. Johanny also mentioning you think they can't tame an animal or harvest crops when someone is already assigned to that task. Okay, no visible indicator to distinguish pending tasks and already assigned tasks. Okay, good to know. Okay, so yeah, but thankfully we did get those sheepies, those little babies. There's a little baby. Oh, it's good. Okay, now hunters. Have we got anybody? There's Tarek. Tarek is doing something or going over to get the raw meat. We need to go on another hunt. Okay, you guys. I don't know. I don't care what you are doing. Okay, you bunch. There we go. You are hunters now. You are the designated hunters. We're going to hunt some things now. Again. What have we got? We've got wolves. We're going to try and not hunt the wolves. I mean, they're not going to... If you're looking at it ecologically, we don't want to get rid of the predators. Predators are important. They will be doing a whole bunch of stuff in the ecosystem, making sure that certain herbivore numbers don't explode and all those types of things. So what we are going to do is we're just going to move over here and we're going to hunt probably some boars and we're going to domesticate some babies as well. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so Johan says, after setting up farms and first animals domestication, you practically don't hunt anymore, as you need all villagers for tasks in the village and wild animals spawn far away. Aha. Yes, well, that we can see. We have got to travel quite a long ways now to get anything. Okay. We're probably going to hunt this wild ass over here, this wild donkey. Donkey. Let's see, this is... Yeah, that's a male. That is really perfect for us. We're not going to take out a breeding female. Instead, we are taking out a male. What's the health looking? Yeah, quite big health pool. Okay. Here are some hunters gathering. Okay. I would like you to gather over here. The hunters are gathering. I just realized how that sounds. Let's see, in later ages especially, because about Neolithic is practically the dividing age between those two lifestyles. Yes. Oh, we've got 20 animals. That means there probably was a baby born. Since we now have 20 animals. And we didn't. I'm not sure where the baby was born, but we have a new animal. Let's see here. Where can we see our animals? Manage. Oh, that is... That must be under manage. Not primal vision. Come on, we'll manage. Not text. Come on. It is stats. There we go. Wild animals. We've got 5 goats, 3 sheep. We've got more goats than we had, I'm pretty sure. We've got 3 sheep still and 3 pigs. Yeah, we got goats. Goats? Yeah, that's nice. Okay, hunters, come on. I told you to gather here, please. Because we've got a wild donkey we've got to go hunt. Alright, so as I mentioned previously, we have some donkey species still left on Earth. We technically have 2 species of donkeys left. This is a little baby. Okay, this is our baby. One of our babies. Okay, and the wild donkeys we have left are the African wild ass, which technically was split into 3 subspecies. The Nubian wild ass, which is possibly extinct. And then there was the Atlas wild ass, which is extinct. And then there is the Somali wild ass, which is critically endangered with less than 1,000, probably less than 700 individuals still left. And then we also have the Kiang, which is the Asian wild donkey that is still around as well. And that one is, I think, classified as least concern because there are at least, some of them still left. Okay, so they are more common than the African wild donkeys, or the wild asses. So yeah, as mentioned also previously, 3 main threats. Hunting is a big thing for them, or big problem for them. And then there's also, and the wild ass is running. Okay. So then there's also habitat destruction and of course inbreeding as well. And we are going to most likely be attacked by the wolves. Let's just check here. If the wolves come for us, we are going to defend ourselves. If the wolves don't come for us, well, then we are not going to worry, bother them. Where's that donkey? Up here, up in the mountain. It does make sense. I mean, the Somali wild ass is possibly in places like this. I know I've seen photographs of them up in the highland areas, way off, away from people. But yeah, so habitat destruction, hunting, big problems for the wild donkeys, and then also hybridization, as mentioned before, with domestic donkeys, feral donkeys, donkeys that have escaped and are running wild. Well, they can hybridize with the wild donkeys as well. Really big problem. Okay. Let's see, Hani also mentioned, and the fact is that you don't need to hunt anymore simply because the resources from domesticated animals are the same and closer to home. And there we go, the donkey is now dead. Go and slaughter that for me, please. Closer to home, the only reason to hunt further is to get tech points. Okay, yes, so we are going to hopefully also, there we go, we need to hunt 1 more donkey, and that will actually give us another tech point. We just have to look and see, maybe we can get a donkey. Of course, we are going to domesticate donkeys soon enough again as well. Oh man, look at this massive herd of animals over here. We've got bison, we've got boars. These are still ancient bison. Ah, they haven't gone extinct yet. They are still around. Not in great numbers. I think the normal ones are becoming a little bit more common. There's a whole herd of donkeys. Oh, look at that. They've got a male, probably a few females, and then some young ones as well. But yeah, these stripes we see here definitely are present on the Somali wild ass or the wild donkeys we still have left. Not on the Kiang. The Kiang is actually more brown in color, brown and white, whereas the African wild asses, they are grayish in color with those zebra stripes on the flanks, on the hind legs. There's a boar over there and a whole bunch of goats. I'm really tempted to hunt the boar and domesticate some. We've got, there's a mouflon. Oh, we can get more sheep and we can get more goats as well. You know what? We're going to do that. Hunters, are you ready? You are going to that. Yeah, no, you're going to the hut. I thought you're going to. Nobody's slaughtering that, I guess. Okay, fine. Okay, hunters, come and hunt the boar for me, please. Now, I'm not sure whether this one over here. No, okay, you're coming back. Okay, great stuff. I'm like, imagine this one just runs and throws a spear at it. Okay, perfect. I love the fact that you really do change from a more ranging lifestyle, hunting and stuff like that, and gathering resources outside of your village to farming it more locally. That really is most likely also how life changed for early man, as we went from hunter-gatherers to more sedentary lifestyles. Okay, I don't think we're going to hunt the adults here of the ibexes or so. No, but we are going to come and domesticate or catch the young ones. And then there is one more young one over here. There we go. Domesticate that for me, please. And then who else have we got? You can come and try and domesticate that one over there. And you can come and domesticate that one for me. And you're not doing anything yet. You can... Have we got another one? No, I think those are all the young ones. Okay, so we'll have two more sheep. That's a female, and that is another female. Well, that's great. And this is a male, a female, and another male. Most likely what would have happened with this type of domestication is that they would have trapped it, possibly with snares, and then just kind of held them in close proximity or close to them. And not like holding them in their arms, but like holding them in pens. Where you? Oh, you are. Okay, you are domesticating them. Great. I thought the young ones also escaped. But, you know, get them habituated to you as a person. And then once they are habituated, you can start breeding with them. And the idea is that you start with wild individuals, but as the generations went on, they became more and more used to humans. And as a result, more habituated. And, you know, easier to just have more babies born. And you don't have to worry about them running away, breaking out, and trying to get away from you. You could actually get milk from them, you can get meat from them, you can get wool from them, all those lovely things that you need. Let's see, we still have 20 animals. Now, the thing is, we do need another stable. That we actually do need. Oopsie. Okay, we need that quite urgently. Okay, so, residence stable. Because we've got space for 20 animals as it stands. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to over here, away from the riparian zone, I'm going to build another stable, and this I will set as high priority, and we are going to chop out this oak. I think we're going to chop out this birch tree over here. Okay, and hopefully someone will come and chop that out soon. We've got axes. I'm pretty sure we still have axes. Yeah, we've got 3 axes in use or available. Should be able to get them. I'm just going to drink some coffee because, well, I haven't drunk coffee in ages. There we go. 25 animals we now have. Oh dear. We do not have enough space for them in our camp or in our stables here. We are going to chop out, I think, this oak tree over here as well. That beech tree and this beech. Then we need a birch tree. We chopped out. I need a birch tree to chop out. There we go. And you know what? We're going to chop out this oak tree as well. So a few trees cleared in this area up here as well. Now currently, as it stands, our workload is surprisingly low. Okay, so what we are going to do is we're just going to make another flint axe and another flint axe. Okay, let's move that up in the queue. And now, we've got 2 raw skins. Great stuff. Now hopefully someone will come and make some leather for us. I'm going to put this one as a normal priority as well. We don't need as many There we go. We've got 1 leather, thankfully. That's nice. That's nice. How are things looking over here? Still need 3 logs. And 3 leather as well. And here we need 1 log. Okay, so we probably need to clear a tree or 2 here. Birch tree, beech tree, and oak tree. Maybe. There is an oak tree over here, but it is providing us with a bit of shade in this area. I didn't want to chop that one out. Beech tree, I don't want to chop down over here either. Not too close to the mountain, you know, erosion control and all that. You know what? Yeah, let's clear this oak over here. Okay. That is going to be our clearing we're going to do now. So very, very slowly but surely clearing some trees. You are mentioning for the tip for the not so ecological players, you want to place buildings as close to each other as possible. Good building space is rare and there is no terraforming to flatten the land. Yeah, so in real life one could have built terraces and stuff over here, but we can't do that in the game. So if you want to, you know, make best use of your space, yeah, you would actually build everything very tightly packed, crammed together. But we're not doing that. We are building it nice and open. We still want a lot of species. Here in my mouth, that's lovely. So we want a lot of animals, bird species, insects, and stuff like that to still be able to move through this area over here. We don't want to have this entire area basically being a little desert for animals. We want them to still move through. If it weren't for the raiders, I actually would have kept the palisade out, or I wouldn't have built a palisade. But since we have got raiders coming, I do want the palisade there, just as a bit of extra protection to keep the raiders out of where we are. Okay, so let's see. Any progress made with excavating the megaliths? I think this one, yeah, this one is already out. And this one is also out. Okay, great stuff. So these 2 are all out. This one I'm going to just say mine, and I think that means it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need one more, and then we can build a stone circle. That will probably only be next time. We're going to have that. You know what? Too far for them to walk. It's a dangerous walk over here. There are wolves in the area. So maybe we look for a megalith. Oh, as we are saving here, megalith somewhere to this side. Maybe there is one. There we go. You know what? Mind this one for me, please. Okay, so those 6 we've got. That will be enough to put a stone circle, I think, up here. We are probably going to clear these trees here and put that up. But that will probably be after we've played Polylithic. We are going to be able to do that. Right. Now, carrying on here. Oh, yes. What I wanted to talk about. I completely forgot that I wanted to talk about that. The extinction of the megafauna during the Pleistocene, so about between 15,000 and 10,000 years ago. Most or a lot of animals that were over 44 kilograms in weight died out, went extinct within a moderately short time period. This is the what is it called? The Paleocene. Not the Paleocene. Paleocene is long ago, man. Pleistocene. There we go. Pleistocene. I got the names mixed up there for a moment. Okay, that's the Pleistocene extinction, where in that period a lot of animals went extinct. And the problem is, okay, or the question is, okay, why animals that were 44 kilograms and heavier, or heavier than 44 kilograms? So it's all your mega, or most of your mega fauna, your mammoths, your big rhinos, your big horses, all those things went extinct. And the thing is that during that period, between 15,000 and 10,000 years ago, there was a period of warming, and the average temperature on Earth went up by about 6 degrees Celsius. So that doesn't sound like much, but it is quite bad. Along with that increase in temperature, there was also an increase, most likely, of continentality, which means that there are more severe fluctuations in the hottest and the coldest temperatures, and storms and stuff like that, that associated with more severe storms, more severe droughts, more severe floods, all those types of things associated with the increase in temperature. And if you're looking at big animals, and I've talked about that before, big animals have a very low surface area to volume ratio. So they heat up, or they overheat very quickly. They've got a problem with trying to stay cool. And if you're looking at the Pleistocene megafauna, They were these things like woolly rhinos, extra woolly coat to keep them warm. Woolly mammoths, extra woolly coat to keep them warm in the cold, frozen north, especially during winter. And now with that increase in temperature, and what on earth is happening here? Is this... I don't know. Anyway, there's a little symbol here. Anyway, so with that increase in temperature, what most likely happened is those animals battled to keep cool in the middle of summer. And they struggled, and over time they started dying out. Over a relatively shortish period of a few thousand years, a lot of animals went extinct. And in some cases, I think there were a loss of like 20 to 30, or in some cases even more, % of the large animal species went extinct during that Pleistocene extinction. And yeah, there is of course the problem also, humans also very often arrived in those areas at that point in time, and there most likely was this synergistic effect of, ooh, we've got a reindeer coming in, we can probably hunt them. Let's just, get our hunters together to hunt a bit. Speaking of humans coming into an area and decimating the animals. So here we go, we've got a nice little hunt starting, as we're going to take out, that's a female, and we're going to take out the male over there. Oh, are they running away? Of course, we've got Nokal over here messing up the hunt. Nokal, you naughty. Okay, well, we are still hunting that female and then a male. Anyway, so in many of those areas, the humans also arrived, and of course hunting may have just been the final nail in the coffin for species that were already battling due to the change in climate, due to them not being able to cool down, all those horrible things. Yeah, they most likely really just the final nail in the coffin, humans' arrival. And in many areas, if you're looking at when humans arrived, North America, moving into Eurasia as well, first Eurasia, then North America, moving into Australia, into that area, many of the extinctions also kind of coincided with the arrival of humans on the scene. Not so much in Africa. In Africa, well, the animals evolved with humans, and they were most likely able to actually... Hold on, you guys, hunt. Okay, fine. Okay, I don't want you hunting the baby, I want you hunting the male. There we go, thank you. So, yeah, in Africa, the animals evolved with humans, and as a result, they most likely saw us as a predator, and they were better able to run away from us. They knew, okay, we should run away from these random apes coming towards us. Let's not, get killed by them. Whereas when humans moved into the Palearctic region, the Nearctic region, Australasian region, a lot of animals didn't evolve with humans as a big predatory species. So, yeah, they just kind of were not necessarily walking up to them and sticking them with a spear, but a lot of them did suffer catastrophic population declines when humans really started moving into the scene there. And then the bowmen arrived, coming up from Riverside. The bowman, yes. So, of course, humans able to first just use spears. That's already a major achievement, using spears, throwing spears, allowing you to get nice range. Then developing the spear throwers, effectively increasing the range at which you can bring down animals, and also allowing you to throw with greater force, allowing you to take down things like mammoths. And then spears came, or then bows came in, allowing you to take them down or take down animals at even greater range. And along with the bows, and potentially with spears possibly as well, but especially with bows, developing arrow poison that you can put on your arrow, allowing you to, even if the shot itself isn't fatal, you can bring down an animal over time. And if you're looking at, for example, in South Africa, with the San or the Bushmen, well, they used a very interesting cocktail of toxins to bring down the animals that they hunt. It was amazing. They were very, very good at making some lethal cocktails, using some plants that were highly toxic, and also some highly toxic beetle larvae that they made this cocktail with to bring down animals. And then, couple bows with use of poison, with the fact that we as humans are marathon runners, we can chase down animals over long distances. Yeah, the animals very often didn't stand a chance. And being able to, make plans. Oh, we're very good at making plans to bring down animals. Set traps. Not only like pitfall traps, but also ambush. The hunters getting ready to ambush the antelope coming through, or the elephants or mammoths coming through, and then take them down with the very, very advanced weaponry. I sound very jovial when I'm speaking about these things, but man, oh man, I wish I could see mammoths, and I wish we as humans did not cause so many extinctions. Alright, let's see here. Oh, we can buy some more sheep here. That is cool. You know what? We are probably going to do that. We can buy 2 female, 2 ewes, and a ram. We are heading into winter now. I think we have more than enough. We've got more than enough warm coats. I think. Let's just quickly check. We've got 51 people. Okay, yeah, we definitely have more than enough coats. So we just need 51 left. And we want the value of 168. There we go. That's fine. We've got more than enough coats, or enough coats at least, or skins outfits, and we can get 3 sheep. Wonderful. Okay, now, I just need to check. We've got 28 of 30 animals. Okay, we're going to place down one more stable. Not storage, that's residence. One more stable, and we're going to have that, I think, in this area over here. And we're also going to build another well. Well, because, well, we've got more stables. So we need to have at least a few wells. Let's put another well over here, so it's easy to just take water to the stables over there. Oh, yes, Paleo Potato mentioning we'd have loved to see Stella's sea cow. Oh, my word, yes. Those things were surprisingly big. Like, you'd think they're manatee size, but man, they were massive. They were absolutely massive. You know, speaking of massive, a elasmotherium that we are going to see, I think, when we play Dawn of Man again after Polylithic. So when we get to the Copper Age, I suspect they spawn then. I haven't seen elasmotherium in the map yet, and I think they only spawn then. When the woolly rhino is extinct in the game here, even though that is actually quite wrong. The elasmotherium went extinct before the woolly rhino did. I think elasmotherium lived to be about 25,000 years ago, or somewhere around there, or 47. A little bit longer ago than the woolly rhino, which died out, I think, 12 to 15,000 years ago. So woolly rhino lived for longer, more recently than the elasmotherium. But anyway, so elasmotherium weighed about the same as an African elephant, potentially, about 4.5 tons. That's massive. That is a massive rhino. But yeah, Stella's sea cow, oh my word, they would have been amazing to see. I think they were already kind of on their way out, kind of already in low numbers and confined to a certain area. I think in the Bering Strait, if I'm not mistaken. They were confined to a relatively small area, and when humans arrived in that area, just hunted them to extinction in a very, very short period of time, which is really, really sad. They would have been amazing to see. Really amazing to see. Let's see, I think it's a nice touch that female animals from traders cost some 50% more, as historically females were more valuable for reproduction. Indeed, indeed. So I also love that. I noticed the female, the little piggies. What have we got here? That's bread. Why is the bread lying over here on the floor? Why are you guys putting bread on the floor? Anyway, okay, the bread on the floor there. I noticed that the female was actually worth quite a bit more, which really is, I agree, that is a marvelous touch. We have that. We can have a lot of leather. We do definitely need to get some more farming going. Of course, off screen between now and our next stream. Oh, you're only mentioning that the elasmotherium is in the northern scenario map, not this one. Okay, you know, that would make sense. I was wondering why we haven't seen elasmotherium, because surely they would have been around at this point in time. They may actually have gone extinct at this point in time already. If you're looking at the late Stone Age, yeah, most likely would have been gone by that time, by the Neolithic. Alright, what did I want to say? Oh yes, so between now and the next stream of Dawn of Man, which will be in a few weeks' time, I'm going to do a lot of expansion in this area. We're going to have a lot of crops growing, lots of animals that I will be keeping, and the numbers will hopefully increase quite nicely, so that we've got a lot of hide and all those types of things, you know, that we need in order to get the rolling megaliths to build a nice stone circle in this area over here. Alright, but I do believe, yeah, it's about time for this stream, so thank you very much everyone for joining us on our little prehistoric adventure here. Next Sunday I will be streaming again, but we are going to be doing Polylithic, which is more of a third-person type of survival slash Stone Age slash city building type of game. So it will kind of fill in the blank between this point and the smelting of metals and stuff like that. So we are going to be looking at that then. And there we go. There's a nice sounder of wild boars also still moving around. Alright, but you guys must have a wonderful weekend further and a marvelous week ahead. I will see you guys next time. Till then, stay safe.